All right, let's get right into the charts. We're going to look at stock market technical analysis, looking for trade opportunities in the stock market. So if you guys find value in the content, leave me a comment, let me know how I'm doing, drop me a thumbs up. And if you're interested in learning this as a skill set, check out my technical analysis course. That's multiple videos broken down into individual concepts, and as well as a checklist I put together to give you guys a good idea if you have a good trade setup. Okay, at the end of the day, I can only give you good trade setups. I can't manage your trade for you. So if you're interested in learning this, check out the course. Link in the description below. All right, triple Q's starting to break down. I was waiting to get the video out because I just didn't see anything so far this morning, but we're just now starting to crack this 284.50 area. So you can see here, that's kind of a key area the market's really been trading off of really for a while. You can see right through here the last week or so, we've been just dancing around that 284.50, and even we were below it here, traded right to it. Now today we're below it. All right, so we'll see where we end the week and the day. Obviously, is this just a little breakdown and then they buy it back up and we close right at 284.50? Completely possible, guys. So keep an eye out for that. But, I don't know. My gut tells me we might break down today. So something to look at. On the hourly chart here for triple Qs, again, we're coming off a divergent high. So basically you can see it right there, clean divergence. And so there's your divergent high right there. All right. So I think that's probably going to be good to, at a minimum, bring us down to this 274-ish area. That's kind of where we gapped up from after the big CPI report. We had a big gap up. So I would easily see us at least at a minimum hitting that. And I think that's where we're heading, maybe even today. So something to look for on that one. And, at the end of the day, on the daily chart, we're in a downtrend. So we want to always, while we're still in this bear market and in the downtrend, we want to continue to look for opportunities to short into resistance and sell the rip. All right. Now, when the trend changes and we, are no longer in a bear market, then fine, we'll look to buy the dip on the tech sector, but that's not the case as of right now. So obviously we've got this downtrend right here. It's a very clean level now. Everybody sees it. So we may not get there because when you have a level that everybody's watching, you oftentimes you don't actually get there. And so if we were to rally, we might just stop short, or that maybe we just saw the high right there at that 291. All right. That might be the high for this rally. I'm not so sure yet, but I do think what we could do is pull down to this 274 area. Then maybe we rally up to it or get close. I'm not exactly sure, but I do think it's very likely we're going to head down to this 274, 50 area before if we're going to continue to rally. I think we at least check this area of support first. Okay, that's it for the tech sector. Let's look at the small caps. Small caps on the daily. Again, we did hit the downtrend line and have confirmed it now. So there's your bear market on the daily chart. All right, it's this trend line. And disregard all the lines and markings, guys. This is all from the past. My charts look like battlegrounds as we go along. But there it is. All right, there's resistance. And there's your trend line. So we hit it and we've been rejected. And really, there's been selling ever since we hit that. So we're in a bear market. Now, if you look at the hourly chart, IWM has this short-term uptrend line right here. Okay, you can see trading along it, and we're right there. We're at support, so we have not broken yet. So until that breaks, it's we're at support. Okay, so we could bounce here, and that's it. Okay, moving on. Let's look at gold. Gold's pulling back some more. So again, my target right now, I'm looking to buy the dips in gold. Again, we had this is coming off the March 2020 or March 22. All right, so you got this downward channel that we've been rocking down. We had a breakout, and so we're looking to buy back test to support. So next area of support, 1724-ish, right in there. You can see that was your former resistance, which should now be support. Okay, so looking to buy the dip there, and really across the board, I'm looking for the miners to hit that same kind of setup where we drop down, hit some of these supports, and we'll buy the dip on these miners. FSLR, no change here, guys. We just continue to grind within this wedge. Looks like we're creating this bearish rising wedge pattern. They just keep popping it up to resistance and selling it down, and that's it. So no change. Remaining short. Again, the negative divergences just continue to build. You can see here if we go to the daily, you've got negative divergence. So that's divergent highs there on the daily. All right. And then if I go to the hourly chart, let me go down here. You'll see that basically we have divergence on the hourly as well. Basically just showing up right there. Okay, I've got that marked out. So again, these are divergent highs, and it tells me we're going to get that trend reversal and start to break down. So I'm staying short on this one. We don't have a full-on sell signal. The only fact is we have this uptrend line right here. We broke it, and that was kind of your sell signal, and they've just been trying to hold this thing. But I think the selling pressure is coming, and there's limited upside in my belief. AMD, looking at the daily, no real change from yesterday. We are at resistance. Okay, as I roll out, here's your downward channel. Kind of popped above that channel for one day, but again, at resistance. So no change there. If I go to the hourly, negative divergence showing up there on the hourly. So it tells me that we're going to just continue this downtrend that we've been in and head down to the bottom of this channel. Okay, sorry, took a quick break. So let me get back into it. AMD. Again, at resistance, negative divergence. I don't see any change. Looks like more downside. Qualcomm, again, key level of resistance still remains 123. Rolling out on there, you can see all the little ticks. This is support right there. So, which should be resistance now. All right, so resistance is right there. We're just we're just kind of dancing around. This looks like market makers playing games, running it above. Stopping people out. All right, I think we get rejected here. Probably not today, but again, I think we get rejected here. And then looking at the hourly chart, negative divergence on the hourly here. No, actually, this one didn't really have negative divergence, so maybe they want to pop it up again. It is completely possible they pop it up, put in a negative divergence. That's the point. We're at these levels, and while we're sitting here at some of these levels, look for, this choppy kind of price action. That's basically stop runs, that's just kind of what happens when you get near key levels. So nothing says it's going to just roll over today. We could pop up, but I suspect limited upside is the point I'm trying to make. Decent size move down in oil today. So we're looking at oil futures here. We've got support right there at about 75.50. You can see that is kind of key. That was key resistance. Big breakdown candle there. Little level of support here. They stepped in early there, so there's enough reactions there to validate that as support, and heading down towards that. So that is setting us up. Continues to set us up for shorts in the oil sector. I don't see them quite yet. I don't see actionable items yet, but I did talk about these shorts in my member only video the other day. So we'll continue to look for these as they start to trigger or we get really close to sell signals. I will point them out to the members So if you're interested in becoming a member, feel free to join up. Link in the description below. This is one of them, OXY. Again, daily chart. You can see clean support here on the daily. Big negative divergence. It's been building for a while, and we're just holding support. So we need a sell signal before we can short this thing. We don't have that yet, but it's on watch. This XLI does look interesting to me for a short trade. So it's not actionable yet, but here's what I've got. On the daily chart, clean downward trend line. All right there you can see 1, 2, 3 reactions. We broke above it right here, so it is a breakout. But for one, it's not that impulsive. Okay, it's just breaking above and just chopping around, not super impulsive. And if I go to the hourly chart, you can see here the breakout has negative divergence. Boom, right there. So that tells me that this breakout's going to fail. And what I'm watching for on the hourly chart is this trend line right here. Support, support, support. And we'll call that support. I need a nice clean breakdown from that trend line. We get that, and it's likely going to come pretty probably with a gap down, I would think, or a pretty swift move. But and will likely take out this 97. So trend line first on the hourly, it's marked there, and then this bigger blue trend line here at about 97. You start breaking through these, and this was a false breakout bull trap. All right. And if that happens, then I think it's very likely that XLI is going to make a move all the way down and take out the most recent lows and probably head down to, we got some lower levels, maybe down here at 75-ish. 70. I see some support way down here. Okay, as the next level. So just something to watch. We don't have a sell signal yet. It's just, dancing along this trend line. So if we can get that, then we'll follow up. Netflix. So Netflix on the daily chart, you can see we've got a gap to fill right here at about 328.86. All right, it's a clean target. You can see that basically the first attempt they fell short, sold down. Second attempt, again, still fell short and sold down. But what this has done on the daily chart is given us negative divergence now. You can see, boom, negative divergence on the daily. All right, so I think Netflix might have topped out. I don't think we're going to fill the gap. That's just my guess. The fact that we've got this divergence in place now, we hit that high, and we are selling down now. Netflix down, 2.24% today. And if you go to if you really roll out and look at like the weekly chart on Netflix, this thing has a ways to potentially fall. So it's been in ultimate rally mode. Here's coming pretty much since Netflix went public back in 2002. Yeah, you can see we basically have something of a weekly trend line here. Looks like we about hit that there. Somewhere right in there. So the weekly, the major trend line's still intact. I'd watch for, I'd obviously watch for a break of that. Now that's a ways away. This is a weekly chart, so big stuff. We'll just keep it on watch. If this sells back to the trend line and then finally breaks, that's going to be a big weekly sell signal on Netflix, signaling that the bull market is in this thing is done, and we're probably heading down. There's a good level of support here at about 45. So this is big picture stuff. It's going to take time. I just want to kind of highlight it. All right. That's all I have for this morning, guys. I'll get the video out. Best of luck.